Welcome to the game day preview here in Buffalo as the Sabres and Leafs tangle once again. Always a good rivalry between these two teams. The Sabres, though, really trying to play catch-up right now. And joining us is Harry Neale. And Harry, the first question that everyone's asking right now is what's going on with these Sabres? They seem to have some youth in the lineup. They have veteran experience as well. The mix is there, but the results haven't been.
No, they've had an awful time this year playing 3 good periods. Quite often they'll play a good first period, and it looks like they've got things going, and the next thing you know, they get swamped in the second or third. And there haven't been many games where you could say that most players played up to their so-called potential. Lots of games where one line's been good or 2 defensemen have been good or Miller's been good, but they've had a tough time getting everybody on the same page every night, and they've got, I know mathematically they've got a chance to make the playoffs, but realistically it's going to be a tough chore.
And when you mention that, the challenges you've been there as a head coach with the team like this, that you're just trying to find whether it's the identity of the team and you've got a shortened season to do it, you already have the interim tag on you. Talk about the situation here behind the bench and how you handle that.
Well, they've decided a month ago or so that Lindy Ruff had needed to be replaced, and he's been here a long time, many times through stretches like this where they couldn't win a game, and the media got on the bandwagon to get him fired, and I'm not saying that's why he got fired, and they brought in Ralston from Rochester, and so he knew a lot about the younger players anyway and knew the system that the Sabres were trying to play, and I think he's done a pretty good job. It's not easy coming in the middle of a year with no training camp, and this year especially no practices to speak of. The day between games, you're better off giving the players a day off than having them practice with the compressed schedule. So it hasn't been easy for him, and I think the team's made some strides. They play a little more disciplined in their own end of the rink, although they're not perfect there either, and their power play has really been ineffective, and that costs you all kinds of hockey games, as you well know. So I don't know what will happen at the end of the year, whether there will be any more changes in the upper echelon of the Sabres, but this could be the 3rd year in a row they've missed the playoffs, and that doesn't sit too well with the fans and the management, I'm sure.
3rd year in a row missing the playoffs sounds like a small number when we turn the page here and talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs. And, this is a club that picked up a big win against Tampa last night. And this is one of those games, again, you've been in the situation where, Randy Carlyle's saying these are points we must have. They have the Bruins back-to-back after this.
Well, I watched the game last night, and I don't think I've seen them play a better first period than they played. They've got great team speed. They're getting good goaltending. I know they don't look like they can decide who the goalie should be, but whoever they put in, he's done a nice job. And their defense core, which I think was a real weakness in the past few years, looks a lot better than it has. And Buffalo's going to have a tough time handling their speed, and they've got 2 lines that can score, or have been scoring lately anyway, and so this will be a tough assignment. The advantage Buffalo might have is that they didn't play last night, but, teams are pretty used to playing 2 nights in a row with this schedule. So I think we're in for a good hockey game, and no matter who's playing well, where they are in the standings, the Buffalo Leaf games here in Buffalo are usually well worth coming to.
They certainly are. Harry, thank you very much for joining us this game day preview. Again, teeing up tonight, the Leafs and the Sabres on Sportsnet, and you can also catch the pregame on Leafs TV. Don't forget mapleleafs.com for all the details, and on radio tonight at Sportsnet 590. Yours truly and Jim Ralph.